Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today, especially the Seagull viewers that are watching. I hope life is okay at the moment and I hope you've got your seatbelts on for what might be about to be a rocky ride. So make sure you do have yourself strapped in for this entire video and beyond as we go into the new week where things might get a little turbulent. We're going to get cracking into what has gone down earlier on today and throughout this evening and right up until this very minute tonight, where we'll give all the latest and it's on one topic and one topic only. I can't be talking about 5 different things in this video. I'm going to narrow it down to one because we've got so much to say and it has to be said on this one topic. There isn't much happening elsewhere except what happened earlier on. Now, what happened earlier on was the Community Shield between Arsenal and Manchester City, and I gave my match review. So make sure to be there for that. You can catch it right there. Hit that link, watch it. Enjoy if you haven't seen it already. Like I always say, if you want to do it the other way around, feel free, whatever floats your boat. Now, in order to keep up to date with the uploads and to make sure you get notified of uploads like that match review, you have to do 2 things, which is hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Also, on top of that, to be updated on all things Younes Talks Football, make sure you are checking out the socials. They are on screen for you right now, as well as links in the description, so you can hit those links directly and you will be directed right there. Hit us with a follow and enjoy. Now, Twitter, aka X, is where it's really going down in terms of the latest uploads, where it's all really going down, as Jogbaba likes to say. Shout out Jogbaba. But in terms of the up-to-date info and my quick immediate thoughts, you'll catch it there. So make sure you're following on there because today's been tasty. And why do you think I started this video off with a smile? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Bloom's a professional poker player, so we're going to go back to the poker references. This is the part of the game where, I'm going to speak from Chelsea's perspective now. I can't speak for both players anymore. But from Chelsea's perspective, we're looking at Brighton and we're looking at them in the eyes. And we can see that the bluff is wearing off now. The bluff is wearing off. The body language is all over the place. The guy's hesitant. He's hesitating. He doesn't want to raise. He's just thinking about calling or possibly even folding. But he's gone so far in that he can't fold. He might just have to go all the way. But he's scared to add more money to the table because he might lose the lot. And you can read those signs. And that is where we are now, because we are on the brink of calling or folding. And I think it's going to be a call. And after that call is made, what happens? Cards are put on the table for everyone to see. And we see who the winner's going to be and who the loser's going to be. Now, we are at that crossroads. And why? Let's get into it. Here it is. Let's start off. I'm going to show you everything in chronological order. We're going to go through it in chronological order in terms of time. This started at midday earlier today when Sky Sports decided to... Fair play for one, Sky Sports got the exclusive. Sky Sports got the breaking news. I haven't said that in like, I don't know what, 10 years? I'm kidding though, of course. Less than that. But good to see Sky Sports still have their sources, at least some of them, still in place. So fair play to Sky Sports. They came out the exclusive and they said this. Breaking! Moises Caicedo will not be included in Brighton's squad for this afternoon's pre-season friendly against Rayo Vallecano. Now, the official reason in that Sky Sports report was, oh, he's been rested. He's been rested for the week. He's been rested because Brighton are starting the Premier League next weekend, like everyone else. And, yeah, forget the fact that, you know, he came late to pre-season, unlike the rest of the team, but he's the one that needs a rest. Okay, that was what was said at that time, at that moment. At that moment, that is what the reason was. And then we started to get information filter through. This is what came out from from Fabrizio Romano not too long after, about an hour or so afterwards. Moises Caicedo not in Brighton's squad for today's friendly game comes with clear message from player side. He wants to leave this summer. Negotiations with Chelsea remain ongoing, but Brighton insist on their position. Bid has to be improved to make the deal happen. So, we got clarity. We got clarity from Fabrizio that he's not in the squad because he's made it clear, I want to go. I'm done. I need to leave this football club right now and I want Chelsea. Right? Okay. Now we hear that in terms of Fabrizio and the player side. Then we get the official reasoning from Brighton's side. What was it? This is where I say, look, you can't pretend to be a big club. If you're a big club, you know how to navigate yourself through these situations. You don't do this. No Moises Caicedo in Brighton's squad for the friendly against Rayo Vallecano. Minor hamstring tightness is the official reason. A year ago, Marco Correa missed an Espanyol friendly with a minor calf issue and joined Chelsea 6 days later. Chelsea will bid again soon. Don't learn from your mistakes, eh? Don't learn from your mistakes, Brighton. This is what I'm saying. Look, big clubs will operate like big clubs. Big clubs will make sure that there's nothing to talk about. And if there is, everything will be in place already. I've got something to say about things being in place already because what I'm about to show you, I've got a theory. So I'll come to that at the end. But in terms of hamstring tightness, come on. You could have said he was ill. You could have said he's sick. He's got a virus. It's got to be away from the squad. That would have been believable. I would have read that and gone, oh, okay, now you know what? Yeah, maybe it's not true. But it might be true. Come on. Hamstring tightness. All right. If you say so. This is what I'm saying. You got to think. You got to know how to navigate these things. Anyway, then we had Sam Dean of The Telegraph come out a little bit afterwards saying this. Chelsea are preparing a new bid for Moises Caicedo and remain intent on signing him before the start of the Premier League season. That is what we wanted and needed to hear. We needed to hear that. Needed to hear that we want him in place for Liverpool. I know Chelsea fans are desperate for that. We're looking for that to happen. So, bear that in mind. That's great to hear and there is time to get that done. So we hear that. Minutes later, what do we hear? This is where you begin to see that Brighton, as a football club, are not exactly trying to act like a big football club. Or maybe they're trying to act like one. But and this is all due respect to Brighton. I've got nothing against Brighton in terms of a football club. I think they operate really well. I think they do things really nicely. I think they're wise. I think they think very long term. They have a good process in place. They're elevating themselves, but they're not there yet. It's going to take them years for them to turn out to be a big club. So you got to bring yourself a little bit down. You got to humble yourself a little bit. Don't try and act like the rich when you ain't got the money. Basically, is the saying as it said. It's a proverb. It's in many cultures. You know. Don't try and act like you've got all the sponguli when you've got £10.50 in your bank account. You ain't that guy. So let's get into what the Brighton CEO came out and spoke. What? Let's get into it. Moises had a slight hamstring injury late in training and was pulled out for that reason. With a Premier League season just a week away, it makes no sense to risk him today. We're looking forward to Moises starting the season with us. He's a Brighton player under a long-term contract. That was on Brighton's website. Paul Barber, the Brighton CEO, came out with that statement. Cheers, Brighton CEO, for giving us an injury update. When has that ever heard? I'm thinking back. Imagine if Marina Granovskaya came out and said, "Oh no, you know what? No, Eden Hazard, he can't play today. Is he going to Real Madrid? No, he's got a hamstring issue. He's not playing." What is going on? What's going on here? Since when does the CEO come out with an injury update? Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Do you remember when I was saying things are starting to shift over in Chelsea's favour? And you can read the signs. You can begin to see the body languages off. You can see eyes twitching. You can see hands moving. You can see legs shaking. You can see all these things, lips wobbling. You can see all these little signs in body language that, hey mate, you're agitated. There's something off. Something's off about you. You ain't calm. You're nervous. You know. It's there. It's right in front of you now. It's right in front of you now. You've got the CEO coming out and giving you an injury update. When has that ever heard? Unbelievable. So, there we are. Things are shifting. Don't worry. Calma. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. So, begin to see that the panic is starting to... Not panic, but they know. They know what's about to happen. They know. They know what's about to happen. And it's funny because on a smaller scale, we've gone through this with Cucurella, as Ben Jacobs said correctly earlier on, which was, how did that end up? Remember, the very day before, Brighton came out with a flipping statement saying Cucurella is a Brighton player. The very next day, Cucurella signed for Chelsea. Like, you know, Brighton are very reactive. They're very reactive, and we're going to come to that because we've got a Brighton page, and I like this page, I'm not going to lie. And I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. Let me show you the page, and then I'll speak about them a little bit. Brighton Bubble. Saying personally, I think Caicedo is gone. All right, it's finally setting in, yeah? You finally understand what's going on now. Fantastic. Now, Brighton Bubble is actually a really good page. And when you go through the whole page and you see what they post and all that, it's actually really nice. It's a great informative page for Brighton, and they do things very level-headed and very logically. But when they want to trigger and they want to get interactions and they want to get clicks, and they're absolutely, that's fine. That's the name of the game. The game's the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I understand it. They make sure to say something that's going to trigger Chelsea fans. Now I know I read it, I'm going, okay, nice one. I'm trying to get all the Chelsea lot in, and it works. It works. You end up with flipping half the fan base coming into their mentions because going, oh my God, this. It works. Fair play, fair play. They're getting followers and all sorts. Happy days. Okay, I get it. But it's starting to sink in. As I said, it's shifting. It's shifting. Now, the way that they were also, Caicedo's not going anywhere. Are you mad? He's not going. Caicedo's one of us. Now is more, we hope he's still one of us. He might be going. You know, De Zerbi's an example. So let's get into what De Zerbi had to say when he was asked a simple question. He was asked, are you expecting Moises to return to training tomorrow? That's it. That's the question. Guilty conscience. Guilty conscience starting to kick in from De Zerbi here. He's got loads in the back of his head. His subconscious now fed it to his conscience, and it's now all starting to come out. So, here it is. Are you expecting Moises to return to training tomorrow? De Zerbi replies, I don't know. If Moises leaves, we will find another important player, and if Moises stays, I'll be happy for us, the team, the club. It's not my problem now. He didn't quite answer. Is he coming to training tomorrow or not? Like, is he? No one knows. He didn't answer the question, people. He said, I don't know. If Moises leaves, we will fight. So basically, he's saying that he might not show up tomorrow. And if he doesn't show up tomorrow, this deal could be done. Reading between the lines. Now we go back to what I said yesterday from that Ecuadorian reporter at 6 a.m. who decided to bless us with his gunshot video. If you haven't seen that, go and see it. But he came out and said what? The deal is done. It will be official on Monday. What's today? Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. Maybe he's right. Maybe tomorrow is the day. Maybe it is. And I'm going to come back to that because I've got something to say and it goes back to my theory. So, now, De Zerbi had more to say. Let's get into it. Do you expect Caicedo to return to training on Monday? He said, I don't know. If Moises leaves, we will find another important player. If Moises stays, I'll be happy for us. It's not my problem. At Brighton, it's possible to lose some players. We always move forward. He went on to say, if Moises leaves, we will bring another player. And you know, we are Brighton. And in our policy, there is a possibility to lose some players at the end of the season. The same was for McAllister, for Levi Colwill, and we will go forward anyway. He goes on to say, the people who will play for Brighton have to be proud and happy to stay here. Otherwise, it's better if they don't come or leave because I don't want players who don't want to stay with us. Roberto, your tune has changed, hasn't it, mate? Your tune has changed. Oh, boy. At first, it was, oh, no, you got to give us Colwill. Give us Colwill. What? No, bring Colwill into the deal. Caicedo's not going anywhere. You've got to bring Levi Colwill into the deal. Yeah? I think Chelsea should bring Colwill into the deal. Okay, now it's, I only want players that's going to be here. And like I said, all due respect to Roberto De Zerbi, I think he's a top manager. And he's defending his club and he's defending his team. I completely understand it. But be careful what you say. Be careful how you say things. It's very important to make sure that you don't put yourself in a trap of saying things that are going to come back to bite you. That's the moral of the story. So, their tune has changed. Now, I'm going to come back to this in terms of the theory at the end of the video. So stick around. Now, after that, we started to get news filtering through and it all started to come out. So let's get into it. Chelsea preparing to launch a new bid for Caicedo. That came from Gary Jacobs. We had from Fabrizio Romano then tell us, Caicedo's camp are saying a different version of events than Brighton. The player is sending a clear message to the club by not being in the squad and is pushing to join Chelsea. Next week will be important if Chelsea want to advance the deal. Chelsea are also calling agents with players in that position. Calls with Tyler Adams' agent over the weekend, but this is separate from Caicedo. That's another point to make, and I will come to that at some point. However, talking about the official story from Brighton, at first it was he's being rested for next week, and then the other, oh no, he's got a hamstring issue. Which one is it? It's none. As far as I'm concerned, it's none. The player's not got a hamstring problem. He's absolutely fine. He's not being rested. He's out the squad. Simple as that. He's out the squad. Now, I'm going to come to all of that later. But Tyler Adams, I've seen people go into a little bit of a frenzy about Tyler Adams because they think that we're turning away from Caicedo and going for Adams. No, that's wrong. We're going for Caicedo and we're going for Adams. We're going for both. Gabriel is going to be going out on loan. That is another story as well. He is going to Strasbourg. That's pretty much done. But in terms of the central midfield, we are looking to get Tyler Adams in as well. He's got a 20 million relegation release clause because they got relegated. Leeds got relegated. So now we can just trigger it straight away for 20 mil and he's ours. Which means that we get Caicedo and we get Tyler Adams. Then we've got Enzo, Caicedo, Adams and Santos. We're pretty much covered in central midfield, ladies and gentlemen. And on top of that, can I just add, Tyler Adams is actually a proper defensive midfielder. So with Enzo and Caicedo, if Caicedo does come and Tyler Adams does come, of course, then we end up with a possibility of even going back to a midfield three and having Tyler Adams as the DM with Enzo and Caicedo ahead of him. It's a possibility. It gives us tactical flexibility. So that is one thing to bear in mind, and we will see how that is going to go. But yeah, Fabrizio confirmed it by saying this. Caicedo's camp says he wants to leave the club and are now sending clear messages by not being with the squad. Deal is on. Tyler Adams, separate to Caicedo. It's clear as day. He's separate. It's not a replacement. It's separate. So we're going for Tyler Adams, it seems, as well. Now, on top of this, Fabrizio went into detail tonight saying this is where it all begins to kick off. It's going to be a very important week in the Moises Caicedo saga and Chelsea will have to raise their bid. 80 million euros won't be enough. This goes back to the story about Tyler Adams as well. Chelsea have been calling agents of other midfielders, for example, Tyler Adams over the weekend, but it is not linked to Moises Caicedo. Then we started getting this. Jacob Steinberg adding himself to the party. Chelsea preparing new Moises Caicedo bid after he misses friendly for Brighton. Also, this new bid is now being said by basically everyone and their mother. All the outlets, all the newspapers, everyone now, all the reporters saying the same thing. There's a bid that is coming in. This is the part of video now where I get to my theory. I believe the bid has already been put in. I believe the bid is already done. I believe Caicedo is a Chelsea player, is about to become a Chelsea player. I think the bid's been accepted. That's my honest theory. Information trickles out late. You can't get information from clubs immediately after it happens. Even for people like Fabrizio and these reporters, sometimes it takes time for the information to get to them and then it gets to us afterwards through them. Sometimes this information can be about a day or two out of date. Sometimes this information can be, in some cases where it's really, really urgent and there's links happening like deadline day, you can get things in minutes. But in terms of this, when there's loads of time and talks don't need to really happen, or in terms of news leaking out, doesn't have to be so quick. It'll just come out when it comes out. There's no rush. Sometimes it can take a day for info to come out. I'm going back to that Ecuadorian guy that said that it's done and on Monday it will be official. I like to think that today's Sunday, maybe this news was in fact actually done on Friday or Saturday. Maybe Friday. Because then yesterday morning was when we got that possibility of a deal of £94 million being reached. And then the news is going to come out on Monday. Now we're getting a bid is coming. I'd like to think that with us now knowing that a bid is coming, that Chelsea have actually made that move. Brighton are already preparing. Caicedo missed the game earlier today for a reason. I think you add 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 together, you get 10. 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. I said that correctly 5 times. My maths is mathing. So you see, I'm on a good wavelength. Don't worry, we're not Brighton. But in terms of things aligning, it all makes sense when you put those pieces together. And this is my theory, my gut feeling. I'm not saying I know anybody. I don't. Just the way that I'm analysing the situation, and I give my opinion to you guys. You can agree or disagree. I might be wrong. I might be right. Who knows? I think an agreement is in place. I think an agreement has been reached, and that's going to come out. And when it does, we'll know for sure that Caicedo is on his way to Chelsea. And it's all pointing in that direction now. And when it is, that's when I'll make sure I show you what cards we've had all along. So there we are. Let me know your thoughts down below in terms of this whole saga and what's gone down today. This is the biggest, most encouraging bit of news that we've received in this entire saga. And now there's a good chance that Caicedo could be a Chelsea player in time for the Liverpool game next weekend. So make sure you guys stay up to date on this channel, as I will be providing you with all the updates as they come in and my thoughts and opinions on them. So make sure you guys are here for you to be here for that. You have to subscribe, so hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded, of course, and hit the social media links. They are on screen for you right now, and links are in the description. Instagram at Younes Talks Football, Twitter at Talks Football, and TikTok at Younes Talks Football for the extra content. Much appreciated. Aside from this, there was news about Mbappe, and how he's just basically turned PSG away in terms of any single proposal, even a year extension just to get to 2024 so he can go to Real Madrid. That was shun out. João Felix could be going to Al Hilal. Al Hilal are considering a loan for João Felix for 1 year as well, I think it is. So there's that on the table. And who else? Gonçalo Ramos from Benfica is in fact on his way to PSG. That was given a here we go by Fabrizio Romano earlier on today. I did talk about Gabriel as well in terms of he is going to Strasbourg. That's now basically done. He will be going to Strasbourg on loan. So that is news for Gabriel heading into this new season. Hope he smashes it out there. And when it's official, I'll make sure to give you my thoughts on it all as well. So there we are. That's basically the news summed up into a day. And let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. I will see all of you tomorrow for another couple of new ones. So make sure you're here for a double upload. I'll catch you then. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one, people. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.